Okay, so I know this probably sounds partially horrible, and it's only because my phone. I went and got this Walmart microphone thingy that you could plug into your phone. You can talk and make podcasts and stuff like that. So I went and got that, and tonight I was like looking around at this one Walmart, and I couldn't find the thingy because I'm like, I've seen this before, but the Walmart I live near is the one I went to, the closest to. They never have anything. It, they it's just like it's like a condensed store. They might as well call it one of those marketplace WalMarts because there's nothing in it. So I went to the other one, which is about like 15 minutes, but it wasn't so bad driving today because it was like like 11 at night. And living in the South, it's well, just living anywhere, I guess. Driving anywhere at night or on Sundays is what's best for your mental sanity because nobody's out. So I went to that one, and I thought and I found the microphone, but I thought it was like a USB type situation, but it's not. It's a little plug that's like a excuse me, like a pardon me if I keep burping because I think I'm taking these fish oil pills. I think they're fish oil. There's these fish oils, and I'm just burping left and right because I couldn't find any cod liver oil pills because we're in a pandemic and nobody has any. So I had to I guess go with the second best thing, which I guess was fish oil. But they have me like burping like crazy. But anyways, I thought the plug was like a USB, but it's not a USB. It's like a micro. It's like a old school earphone plug. And so the thing was, my phone. I need to get a new phone because the plug to plug the plug in the little insert part. I guess it's like broken or something. Because even in my car, I have a USB. I mean, an aux cord, and it it doesn't stay connected. Because I like last week, like last week I went to Target to get another cord to see. Oh, maybe it's the cord. No, it's my phone. So, anyways, um, I'm not even gonna go introduction because I don't even feel like doing all that. I just want to get straight to the point. I'm just gonna like rant and rave about stuff that I have been on my mind. Like I've been trying to get to do a podcast for a very long time. And I was just like, tonight, let me just go ahead and buy some stuff to help me get this done. So I just want to say like my first podcast that I wanted to make was gonna be like a Patti Labelle Stan account podcast, but it didn't work. I had a computer. It was an older computer. I went and got it fixed. I spent all this money getting it fixed. I spent the money to get the microphone. I still have the microphone. I think I'm gonna try to figure out how to use the microphone. Um, I spent all that money getting the computer fixed. The computer died like 6 months later, and I think this was like 2 years ago. And it was like gonna be like a Patti LaBelle type podcast inspired by one of my favorite podcasts, the Mariah Report. Um, where they and they inserted like music and then just like broke down her music and they talked about Mariah. I mean, there was more like Mariah, of course, like I said, but they talked about Mariah's music. They broke down her songs, their favorite moments and stuff like that. And that's what I was like. I guess I shouldn't have done that. That's probably why. I just need to do my own thing and not be so copycat because it pretty much was a copycat. Like I had it all. Like it was like complete. Like the first episode completed, and then the computer like shut down. I think it was like because the like clips and like YouTube clips. The computer shut down. I was just like, oh my goodness, is this what I'm in for? And so that was my first one. And it just didn't happen, unfortunately. So now I'm gonna do this, and this seems like it's doing better, despite the possible sound issue. But I'm not gonna move my phone, and so everything should be okay. So, um, one of the things I do is I listen to. Wait, okay, wait. Let's talk about Walmart for a second. Like I said, I lived in this Walmart, and I lived in this Walmart in the South, in Louisiana. It's a pretty, it's the top of Louisiana, and it's boring up here. And so I live near this Walmart, and then I live like 15 minutes away from this other Walmart. So the Walmart I live by, like I said, they never have anything. So I had to drive. I'm always like driving away to different Walmarts. One is like 30 minutes away, for real, from my house. And that's another thing. Like living in the South, everything is so fucking far away. I don't like that. I don't want to be driving all day just to buy a can of beans. And then, um, like I'm from California, and everything, like living in California, everything was in a close proximity to where you need to be. The mall was right there. Burger King was right here. Jack in the Box is right there. The delicious Chinese food, Wing Vat. Shout out to Wing Vat. And their pork fried rice, which is like a staple in my heart. And I couldn't seem to find a place. But my friend, and like he showed me this place, and they have the like a similar pork fried rice to like this California thing. And also, Chinese food in the South is terrible. That's what I was like basically getting at. So, but everything's like in proximity where you need to be. Growing up in California, San Mateo, the Bay Area, shout out to the Bay Area. Um, but here everything is like so far away and it's really annoying. And then, you walk into Walmart and the door greeters, they're always like greeting you. Everybody's greeting you. You're walking down the aisle, they're saying hello, hello. You're walking down the aisle, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to go in here and run out without having to be greeted or say hi. And then I feel guilty, like not being able, not saying hi or bye back. They feel like, have a good day. Like, I like, thank you for inviting me to this establishment, but I really don't feel like saying anything. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I really hate greeting everybody. Like, you walk down the street, they're greeting you. A person driving, but driving by a person walking, and they're greeting you. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. I can't take it. So another thing, like the Walmart near me, of course, they don't have anything. So I've been searching for I have like this craving for the Patti Labelle apple peach cobbler. Yeah. I didn't know it was double crust. I think I hadn't had it in a while and didn't realize it was double crust. But I've been craving that thing so bad. Once you're like in your little section, you don't want to branch out to like too far of your like location. Or at least I haven't. At least the people here don't. And then I've kind of like adapted that theory mind frame. But you only get 2 days off. You're just like, I don't feel like going over here. So I finally found it on the 30-minute drive to the Walmart, the furthest from me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. Like I literally walked in, walked out. I mean, I purchased it, walked in, purchased it, walked out. I was just so excited. That thing is so delicious. Besides it like making me break out, which is why I can't buy another one for another like 6 months. Which is why I can't I stopped buying the sweet potato pie. The sweet potato pie is so good, especially when you warm it up and the crust gets brown and the sweet potato filling is just like brown also. And it's like you get to let it cool down a little bit. But like after you let it cool down, it's so good to eat. So good. But I think it's something in it. I think it's the brown sugar or something that makes my skin break out because I haven't broken out in a very long time. And then I think there's still like some residue of it, a little pimp still sitting on my forehead. But like I hadn't been breaking out, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna do it. I I gotta get some of this pie. I mean this cobbler. But now I'm not gonna. I'll wait until I eat it again. But I'm so glad I did find that. And I'm still waiting for Patty's um, Chinese food line or whatever she's doing. I'm gonna talk about Patty a little bit more later on because Patty and her team gets on my nerves. She's like a prominent legend. She's a prominent singer, person that's always in your face, but yet you don't know about it until you know about it. But anyways, I am still waiting for the Chinese food line. I do enjoy some of the food. Some of the stuff like buttermilk pie, I don't know what that is. I don't understand why somebody came up with the buttermilk pie. It just sounds crazy and I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just not in the mood. She's the buttermilk pie, the peach cobbler. Peach cobbler's okay. I mean, not hers. I'm just saying, like in general, for me, I'm like, okay. If I feel like eating a peach cobbler, I'll eat a peach cobbler. Let me stop clicking that. What else does she have? The blackberry cobbler. I don't think I want to try that. The banana pudding. The banana pudding is like $10 for like a giant ass square. And I keep saying this. I'm like, I can make like 10 banana puddings for $10. I can. Well, you can make. I think probably like two or three banana puddings for $10. I know my grandmother. She makes amazing banana pudding. That's one of my favorite things from her. Oh my gosh, a banana pudding. But like I was saying, you can just make so much for the banana pudding than what she has. I think she has the bread pudding, but I don't feel like trying all those, and I'm not spending $10 on a banana pudding. Anyways, so this morning I went to go get my oil change, right? And I was just like, I need somebody to change my oil because I'm tired of going to Firestone and they like charge me like $60 to change my oil. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Every damn time I have to go in here and it's like $60. And there's like no other place I really feel comfortable going to. Like their Walmart does it, and then there's like this Take Five oil or something. But I'm like, I don't know what that is. I feel like those are like the ghetto versions of an oil change. Like if you really got to do it and you on a budget, you might as well go. But I'm just like, I don't. $60. So he was like, yeah. So today I have like $10 off for you. I'm like, oh my goodness. I was so excited, so happy. Like it was like $10 off. Cha-ching. We in the money ring. Um, but then like on top. Okay, so like this morning when I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back to Firestone to get my car oil changed because Firestone in general charges so fucking much to get your car fixed. You might as well go sell a baby because that's how much it's gonna cost. Like it's so ridiculous. Especially at Firestone. I'm like, I trust you guys. I don't know any mechanics around here. I'm like, some of my family members are in jail. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go to Firestone. So I go to Firestone, and before I, like I was saying, before I went to go to Firestone this morning, I was like looking up at the little tag they have, and I was like trying to remember when was the last time I got my oil change, and I think it was like in September or like the summer or something. And I went to like this little place where my mom lives. My mom and grandmother, they live like in a little country town that's about 45 minutes away from where I live, from like the city. And so on top in the little thing, on the little sticker, it said O'Reilly's. And I'm like, O'Reilly? What the fuck? Why does it say O'Reilly? And so I'm looking online. I'm like, I know for a fact O'Reilly does not do oil changes. So I'm like, there's no way O'Reilly changed my oil. It was some like this little like mom and pop oil change place that I just needed to do at the time. And I was like, well, since I'm over here, let me do it. And I think they charged me a good price too. But I don't know why they put O'Reilly's why they have O'Reilly stickers. And then my dumbass calls O'Reilly and like, ma'am, do you guys do oil changes? And she's like, no. And I hung up and she probably like, these dumbass people keep calling me, asking if I do oil changes. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just like, why do they have O'Reilly on it? Like that was so weird. And then the fact that I called to make sure, because I was like, if O'Reilly does it, I'll go again. But I'm like, I know O'Reilly doesn't do it. But anyway, so one of the things that I do is, you surf YouTube, and about a year ago, when Robyn Crawford, Whitney Houston's best friend, and some of y'all say Whitney Houston died of homophobia, or died because of homophobia. I don't know if that's true, but y'all say whatever you want on the Twitter. Um, so when her book came out, My Life with Whitney or something like that, A Song for You, it's some corny ass title. I bought it for my sister for Christmas. Because she wanted a book. I would have finished years with it. But when Robyn came out with her book, this lady was like doing a review on it. Well, she wasn't like reviewing, but she was like, she was reading chapters and then talking about it. So, so one of um, so the lady, her name is Narob, and she's on YouTube, and that's what she does. She like does book reviews and movie reviews, like TV movie reviews, pop culture stuff. And so I just like found her so fucking funny. She's from the DMV. She is from Maryland. She lives in Georgia. She is married to a woman. She is just so hilarious. But I think she blocked me, and I don't appreciate that. That's another thing. Like these YouTubers and Twitter people and stuff, they always have like these like secret content that you can listen to. And I'm like, I don't want to subscribe. Why can't you just give me the content? Like another girl I listen to is this is really about Nayra, but another girl I listen to is As Told by Kenya, and she like talks about pop culture and the news and stuff like that. She just rants and raves like I'm ranting and raving today. And it is so funny because she has a Patreon. Everybody has a Patreon. Everybody has a secret account and stuff they talk about. And it's like, I'm a little bit more interested into what she has on her Patreon than what I might as well subscribe. Maybe if I can get some money off of this, I'll be able to subscribe. Sorry. But everybody has these like secret stuff, and I'm just like, I don't feel like it. So Nay Rob, she has like a Patreon, and she basically her channel is a book club. So you subscribe to Patreon, you get a part of the book club. Well, I think because I kept calling her Booger Sugar, but like she calls cocaine Booger Sugar, and I kind of found it as a term of endearment. So like I kept saying, "Hey, Booger Sugar, hey, Nay Rob," and she would like. I think she would kind of side eye me, and then I think some either her or her account um, manager person when she does live streams, they block me because I'll be on one of her live when she does a live chat. I'll be on her YouTube texting, or not texting, typing, interacting. It'll come up on my screen. She'll read everybody else's greeting or comments except for mine. So I'm like, you know what? Let me unsubscribe from this bitch. How dare she? I'm really mad because I really like Nayrob. And I'm like, I'm supporting you. I'm subscribing to you. But you're going to block me or whatever? Whatever. So right now, so previously she's done the Aretha book. I think that was in like October-ish. Aretha was a hot ass mess. She's not, excuse me. From the reviews they gave, it was that David Ritz book. Excuse me. Aretha's a hot ass mess. She's not the queen that I thought she had been. She didn't have so many freaking number ones. She didn't have these big. I feel like she's a more pop culture singer phenomenon than she is like a. Then she is a charts queen. Like I don't think Aretha has a lot of number ones, but her songs are like sort of like Beyonce's pop culture impacts at this point. And she just sings everywhere. Everybody loves her. She's the quote unquote queen of soul. I don't subscribe to that information. She's not my queen of soul. She's not my vocal Bible. But Aretha, she's just like a hot ass mess. Especially like the little recording, little interview that's popped up that she did, and the dude's like, "So are you having money issues?" And she's like, "No, I'm not having no money issues. No money issues over here. That's Tony Braxton." So Aretha was very shady and that's a mess. So Nay's done Aretha. Respect. With David Rich, she did Marvin Gaye's book. I mean, Jan Gay. I think her name is Jan Gay's Marvin. Her like relationship and time with Marvin Gaye. That was a lot of drugs. Um, who else did she do? She did Bobby Brown. She did Rick James. She's done. I'm forgetting, but subscribe to Nayrob. I think Nayrob Uptown or Uptown Nayrob is her name on YouTube. She's really funny. But right now she's doing the Tina Turner book. And it's funny because some of the books she's done, I've actually, well, not some of them. I think that's the only one I've read. I have like a little book collection. I'm really proud of my book collection. I'm a musical person, and so I love music. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of like pop music ish, older pop, I guess, because I have something to say about KESHA. But I'm gonna leave that at the end. Um, I have a little collection, a lot of Beyonce CDs. Thank you, Beyonce, for making me buy all your CDs, even though now I have nowhere to play them because nothing really has a CD player. Um, but along with my music collection, my book collection, I really enjoy. I'm actually, thinking about it, talking about it. I'm kind of proud of it. I have Mariah's book. I have Toni Braxton books. I have Wendy Williams book. I have the Suffering book by Destiny's Child. That's one of the worst books ever. It's just like everybody's talking. Okay, so they talk about one thing, and it's like an interview. It's basically an interview with three different people, and they wrote three different answers. And I'm just like, God. So I have Toni, I have Whitney. I mean, Mariah, and then okay, I'm just gonna wrap it up. And I have Tina. So I think did I buy Tina? Yeah, I bought Tina. I bought Tina's original book, and then my friend brought me her second book that she put out. I think she has a third book out now. But I have her original book, I Tina, which Narob is um, talking about on her YouTube book club right now. And so I was just like, it's been a while since I read it, but I do remember some of the stuff. Of, not a plethora, a little bit of the stuff that she was talking about. Hold on. Oh, trying to get some chapstick. And this is the chapstick that when I did laundry last week or 2 weeks ago, something, I got in the wash and now it's all messed up. The chapstick got messed up. There was gum in my pants. I just need to get it together. But Nate Rob was talking about Tina, and she was like, she's still going through it. I think she's probably maybe halfway through it right now. And she's talking about it, and she was like, I'm so shocked that this book is not a representation of the movie. She's like, the movie is completely different. I was like, yeah, the movie is completely different. The movie really has nothing to do with the book. Because the book, she said it kind of victimizes Tina. I don't really remember. But the movie is a lot harsher and focuses on the abuse, not so much these other women. Like, you get a hint of Ike fucking around with other women, but in the book, she tells you, there was, some sister wives going on. The abuse in the movie is sort of like a light abuse. It's not going in like she is in the movie. I mean, in the book. And so, like, one of the things I didn't know one of the things I really remember from the book was Tina was like, once she got a divorce, Ike really was stalking her. He was really harassing her. She moved, I want to say she moved somewhere like in the Bay Area or like in between LA and the Bay Area, like at a friend's house. And he kept, I think it was like on like a beach house or something, and he kept harassing her. I think he set her car on fire. And then the thing that I was really shocked about, her kids didn't take her, not that they had to, but like it seemed like they didn't have any sympathy for her. They were like, we're sticking with dad on this one. And it was just like, oh, child, I don't know where y'all been. I guess he was beating her in the closet, allegedly, or something. I don't know. Like, where were y'all? Like, clearly, killing everybody. But yeah, but she was really shocked that the movie and the book were two different things. She's like, I don't know what book they got the movie references from because this is the one. And I'm like, yeah. But Tina, she says she really struggled after her divorce. Like I think at that point she was kind of happy. I think she was like cleaning the lady's house. She was working as a cleaning with the lady. Wait, either she was cleaning the lady's house or she was a house cleaner. She was on welfare. She had food stamps. But then she was like, "I'm at peace right now. I was so happy, but I needed to like get up. I was so happy because I was on the road for like 15 years, been in an abusive relationship for 15, 20 years or whatever it was, And now I'm just like at peace and I can relax and I can do normal things. I can be a mother even on my kids around. I can, go to the grocery store. I can sleep in. But also, I do want to get back into the entertainment on my terms and what I want to do. I was just, oh, that's such a nice thing, Tina. Oh, I know she's really happy now. That's so sad. I mean, that's so sweet and delicious. Hi, Tina. Um, but yeah, shout out to Narob. Go follow Narob. But one of the books, I do love me some Mariah Carey, and her book came out um in October, I think it was. That book was like $30, and I was not. I was not um expecting to pay $30. I thought books were like all $20. I was like, she's like, your total is like 34 or something. I'm like, what? Okay, Barnes and Noble lady. And it's so funny when I went to buy the book, the Noble lady, she was like, okay, the first day I went, Barnes and Noble didn't have the book. And I was like, okay, the book's supposed to be out today. I know I live in this like little hick town, but y'all could at least get the book out when it's supposed to be out. So I went in, I didn't see the book anywhere. And I don't like asking people because I don't want them in my business like that. So I was like, lady, I'll come back another time. So I came back the next day and the book was like shelved out. And I was like, oh, praise Jesus. I was like, oh my God, thank God. But I read the book. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to talk about this now or another time? But I read the book and the book was really revealing. It was really heartbreaking. The book is really sad, to be honest. Shout out to the Mariah Report, because they also do the Mariah Book Report, and they just finished reading and reviewing the book. They went chapter by chapter. I'm waiting for them to come back and do some other stuff. Hopefully, like they said they will. But um, what was I saying? Mariah's book, but yeah, her book was like really heartbreaking, especially in the beginning. And so, like, she went through all this turmoil and um extreme circumstances, like being almost sold to a pimp. And then once she like got her record deal, like, okay, so a couple she tells a story in the book about how she would go, she'll have one pair of shoes. Okay, I'm so excited. I was about Mariah. Okay, I'm gonna, the next podcast, I'm gonna talk about Mariah. I already know this because I really do love me some Mariah. Um, so she told this story about she had one pair of shoes and it had like a hole in it, or like a little, like, not a hole, like the shoe was falling apart basically. And so it was snowing. She's like, I only had one pair of shoes, so when it snowed in New York, that's where I wore, and I walked everywhere or took the train. And so I was like, it snowed 2 Sundays ago, and my shoe, my shoe, I didn't realize my shoe was falling apart like Mariah's. And so I'm like walking outside to my car and I'm like, oh, it's icy out here. And I'm like, oh, is this how Mariah felt? But okay, that was a little stupid story. But Mariah, the thing I want to say is Mariah and Tina Turner, I feel like there was some similar, which is something that reminded me so strongly about Tina Turner when I was reading Mariah's book, because I'm like, Mariah was talking about, her abuse with Tommy and her structured life, and like how he was very powerful in her music and her career and her personal life. They got married. And so I was like, oh, wow, something about all this like abuse. Her abuse and Tina's abuse are completely different, but they're still abuse. Like Tommy wasn't. Well, she didn't say Tommy was slinging her across, the street and, pounding her face into pulp. I'm sure he didn't because I'm sure that would have been probably noticeable. But like, it was something about her, their both takes on, oh, this is what life is supposed to be. I didn't know any other way. I didn't know, oh, I'm supposed to be in a loving, committing, a loving, positive relationship. It's just like, oh, this is what I have to pay. Oh, yeah. I felt like I think Mariah was like, this is what I have to pay. This is what I have to sacrifice in order to have like a good career. Okay, so since my personal life is a mess, my career is going to be amazing or whatever. It's like the sacrificial type thing. And I'm just like, oh, wow. They both have like that sort of similar thing. And, Tina was loyal to Ike. She was like, I'm going to be loyal to you no matter what. I don't want to abandon you like other people have. I don't know if I'm making sense, but to me, it all connects. Like, I'm just like, okay, yes, you guys are very similar. And I wonder if I'm probably sure they've never talked about it. But it's very interesting. If you have a chance to read I, Tina, it's completely different from the movie. And if you have a chance to read The Meaning of Mariah Carey, give it a read. I did enjoy Mariah in her book. So, what's next? Um, Patti Labelle. Patti Labelle. I love me some Patti. The last song I listened to Patti was, I don't know, but I wish she would put out another live album. And I follow some great. Let's talk about, okay, so her social media. It's not popping like I feel like it should be. I feel like Patti is out here. If Patti's out here, you guys need to be telling us this. I don't need Patti making a post when somebody's died or when somebody's birthday. Like, tell us Patti's gonna be on PBS at 9 o'clock. Tell us, tweet it out. Like, her Instagram and Twitter are just so bleak. It's not informational. And I feel like all the other legends, and I'm not just saying this because Dionne Warwick is on Twitter and, she's interacting with people, but I'm like, Patti doesn't have to, like, do question and answer, but at least give us, like, updates on what she's doing, Zuri. I don't know who's over there working at Patti.com, but PattiLabelle.com has been under construction since 2012. Excuse me. And I'm just like, can y'all get it together? I did go see Patti LaBelle once. It was my first concert ever, and I have to say, the one thing I remember from that concert was Patti LaBelle had so much freaking energy. I think she was like 73, 74 at the time. I think, yeah, this was like 2 years ago at this point. Um, and I'm just like, she had so much energy. She had her blonde wig on. She had the costume. She had, okay. His name isn't Tone X anymore. What is his name? He's a gospel singer. I didn't know who he was until I realized, oh, he's the dude that's been singing with Patti. His name isn't Tone X anymore. What is his name? Oh my goodness. Anyways, she had him. They were like hopping and skipping on on stage. She was hitting vocals. She was doing her normal like banters. This one lady, she gave her one. I think she gave this lady her shoes, and then she was like, at the end, she's like, "Wait a minute, where are my shoes at, girl?" I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" She was signing autographs. She was hitting the notes. The band, oh my god! Okay, so her energy and the band are two things I remember. The band was killing it. I guess because like I've never experienced like a live concert. Like I've heard live music before, but like a live professional concert from Patti Labelle. That show is so amazing. Like I can't believe I'm just sitting here like smiling, like, oh my gosh, that show is really good. She was saying, and then out of all her songs that she sang, The Right Kind of Lover, when that came on, oh child, they got up, they were dancing, she was singing. It was like that was her number one hit. Not like if you only you knew or Rainbow or which I'm sick and tired of seeing her sing Rainbow. Please sing another song. I don't know why I keep coughing. Um, I guess it's because I'm talking and I'm getting like my mouth is getting dry. I'm like, please sing another song. Not Rainbow. Not um. Somebody loves you. Or a little something one lady behind me when she started singing "Somebody Loves You." When somebody loves you, baby. Okay, I'm a Patti LaBelle stan, but I'm forgetting. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. I was just thinking, like, I haven't listened to Patti in a very long time. I feel guilty. Also, I'm gonna tell you about something, Patti. At the end of this Patti LaBelle thing that y'all don't know, that I'm gonna let me write it down to remember, because I'm gonna get my dues. So, I was trying to make. Okay, so I have like a couple more seconds left. I'm kidding. Um, the lady behind me when she was singing "Somebody Loves You, Baby." The lady, she was like screaming. I think she might have been drunk. She was, oh my god! And there was nothing but old people in the audience. I was probably like the youngest person there. To be honest, yeah, yeah, I probably was like the youngest person in the audience that night. Yikes! But this lady behind me, she was like, "That's my song." With me and my was it like her ex husband or something? She's like, she got divorced or something. It was something with like her baby, her ex, her man, and something negative. Like, I got divorced and he don't love me no more, but I love him or something like that. But yeah, I was really surprised. Right Kind of Lover. The Right Kind of Lover does go off. It is one of my favorites. If you go to my YouTube page, I don't know the name. I think it's Clone H. I don't know. Um, if you just search Patti LaBelle, Right Kind of Live Alive, and it's like an audio, but the thing is, the audios of the the concert she did in like 97 or something for the 4th of July is basically all the audio from that concert. I don't know why I did that, but it was just on this website, and I downloaded it, and then I re-uploaded it, and now it's on there YouTube. And people keep commenting like, I mean, people keep subscribing to me on YouTube, and I haven't posted a video on YouTube. Uh, Probably 2 years. I think the last one was like this when Wendy Williams was talking about Patty. That's a good video too, because I give clips on that video of Wendy what she's talking about and references. So but yeah, that Patty concert was amazing. The band was really good, like I said, and so I'm just like her social media needs to be promoted. Like Patty had a really nice year. I was kind of sad because 2000, the last 4 or 5 years, Patty, 3 or 4 years, Patty's voice has been amazing. I'm really enjoying it. She's 70. She's already 77, I believe. And to have a voice like that and to have a career sustainably like that is pretty amazing. Nothing but God, to be honest. But her voice is nothing that I've seen or researched or seen in other artists like that before, like her operatic um, opera, what are they? Range is incredible, and she brings that to R&B music, and it's just like, oh my gosh, she is such a gem. She's such a special entity with so much wisdom and so much vocals, and I just love me some Patti LaBelle, but I just wish her team did better at promoting her stuff because she was on PBS. Oh, I was saying like 2 years ago, her voice has gotten better because she went through like a little vocal decline. Like I think it was like it started at like late 2012. She was hitting some really good notes in 2012, and then that kind of went down, and you can literally see her vocals not being so amazing. It was just like, okay, but let's work on it. But her jazz album was really good. I feel like her jazz album gave her some inspiration to keep going. She kept doing shows, and that's the thing. Oh my gosh, that's the thing about the voice. If you keep working at it, it's gonna get better. Like even with like it's literally nothing but God. Because even with Karen Clark Sheard, one of my favorite singers. Oh my God, the lady is really the lady's up there. One of the greatest singers, to be honest. Top five, one of the greatest singers. In my book, at least. That's a vocal Bible, to be honest. Um, when she went through her 2000, when she went through her, what did she have? Her 2% chance, her 2% chance of living. When she went through that, you could see that took her voice out. But she kept building, and she kept singing. And when the vocal muscle, you keep singing, you keep building it, it's gonna come back. And that's what happened with Patti. That's what happened with Karen. The vocalist came back, and it's such an amazing work of God, to be honest, to look at. It's amazing. But I was saying, Patti, her voice at the end of 2019, her voice was really still in good shape, and then 2020 came, things halted. But I think she didn't have a show for a while. I think she was working on something. I'm forgetting what she was working on, but you can tell. Like I can tell when, like, if you look at her dates, because Patty tours all the time. But I was looking at her dates, and I think it was when yeah, was it this summer? No, no, no. It was 2 summers ago. Patty was working, working, working. You look at her dates, she's working, 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 and then it was like this pause, and I'm like, why is there this pause in her for like 5 months or something with like spotty dates? I'm like, why is there a pause? I'm like, oh, because I found out she was doing The Masked Singer. But 2020 came and it stopped, and I feel like Patty's voice. You don't sing for a while. Nobody's been singing, so they're not working on their muscle. They're not singing, so it's gonna do what it wants to do. And so I feel like her voice wasn't as strong this year, um, which I was like kind of sad to see. I was like, oh man, we're just getting good. But yeah, y'all need to over at PattyLaBelle.com. Y'all need to promote more. You need to. The updates are really good. You're always giving a great picture. She had a great year last year with articles. She was always, that little versus thing really sparked some attention. Not that she needs any after them patty pies keep selling. Um, so I'm gonna say that you guys please work on that. I don't know who. You're probably not gonna listen to this, but if you do, you guys need to please do better. You give great pictures, the pictures in the article. I think it was the Own Magazine article. It was like her best article of 2020. Great pictures. The interviewer was talking about Flame, the album Flame. She was talking about the shoe on the other foot. Flame is a bop. Flame is a song. Flame is a hot ass album. Shoe on the other foot. Um, what's it called? All my life I've been waiting for you. That's the way You make me feel, or sometimes I forget the song. I'm forgetting the whole album, but you saved my life. And then, the little bop when you talk about love is on there. Flame is a great album. So, speaking of ending with music, I was going through my phone, my Spotify, and I was like listening to, I was like, oh, let me play some Robyn. Because I had like 13, 14, not 13, 14, like almost 10 years ago, I made these playlists, and it was like random songs, not, a structured, like, not like a Beyonce playlist, not a Patti playlist, I mean, random play songs that I don't have a special liking to their whole catalog, but I liked a couple of the songs. So, Robyn was on there, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I think some of her songs had like been, like in my mind, because, music really is in my mind. Like, I'll wake up with like a song in my head. I'll wake up hearing music all the time, every day, practically every day. And so, Robyn was in my head. I mean, I played Robyn on that, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this her." I don't know the name of the album. I really don't. But it was like that double disc album. I mean, double part two album or something with "Call Your Girlfriend" and "I Keep Dancing on My Own." That song she did with Snoop Dogg. Um, what other song? Uh, I'm blanking, of course, but I just really love those Robyn songs. Um, those were like a really good moment. I was just like bopping in my house, just bopping, popping along, getting ready for work. Like, it was a really good moment. And then I'm at work listening to that playlist, keep going, and Kesha comes up, and I'm like, okay, Kesha. And then there's like hood ass song Kesha on here rapping with Will I Am, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't remember this. Talk about her pussy and shit. I'm like, oh, what? I don't remember this. And this came out when I was in high school, so I'm like, I really don't remember her talking about her pussy. But it was okay song. I don't know. And then Lady Antebellum came on. I love me some country music. Shout out to Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood is, to me, the Beyonce of country music, and I feel like somebody said that, and I like quoted it again, and I'm like, yeah, y'all better know. You better know about Miss Carrie. Um, I do love me some Carrie Underwood. Lady Antebellum came on. Oh, the thing about Carrie Underwood, she's about to release a gospel album. And I'm like, are you about to give us some hood gospel music? Are you about to give us that white people gospel music? Because if it's white, you can keep it. But anyways, that Lady Antebellum song came on. I mean, their album came out. I'm forgetting. I think that album came out in like 14, 13, and it had like Downtown on it. Here's Dead Air because I can't remember any other songs. But that's the only song I really remember. Downtown. Um, but yeah, that playlist is really good. It had like a bunch of like rap on it. I don't know why. It was just random songs. Tamar Braxton, Raven on it. Um, I need to go watch. I need to go listen to Watch the Throne. There's a lot of music I've been like neglecting because I've been in like a podcast moment, or like I have Sirius XM, Urban View. We'll talk about that another time. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to end this, and the note I'm gonna end this on is I keep tweeting this. Maybe I need to Facebook it, but I was the first person to hold on. Let me moisten my throat because I want you guys to know I was the first person to upload the Patti Labelle "Where Are My Background Singers" video. So this was like back when I was unemployed in like 2019, 20. And I was like, there's not a lot. This still is true. There's not a lot of Patti Labelle content online. So I'm like, let me look for some Patti Labelle content and upload it to YouTube. And so if you do look at my YouTube, I don't know, I guess I'll leave a link at the below. I'll try to link it or whatever. Or just look up a very popular video that I made. I don't need a mic. It's called I Don't Need a Mic. I'm Patti Labelle. So one day, I'll tell you the story. So one day I was looking up stuff. I was going through old interviews. I was really in my Patti Labelle moment, my Patti Labelle bag. Let me get all this information because I really love this woman. This woman is so talented. The first song I ever heard from her, I think, was If Only You Knew. Somehow I got my mom. Somehow I bought this like double disc hits album. It had like a bunch of LaBelle songs. It had Patti songs. It had a couple live songs. It had Got to Be Real on it. I downloaded that to my MP3 player. It was just like this fantastic moment. So like I went and was looking at this Jay Leno interview, and she was talking about this like crazy moment at this Christmas lighting in DC. So I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? What are they talking about? So I'm looking online. I don't know if I searched for it or if I was just looking online. I went to this government website. I found it. I looked at it. I was looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's just like this like 20-minute concert of her singing. And so I'm like, oh, this is what Patti was talking about. So like I took the clip of her at the interview, put it with the clip of her actually doing it, put it together, put it on YouTube. And about like 2 years later, somebody took my clip. Okay, they probably didn't take my clip, but I'm going to say they took my clip. I swear, I did it first. Like Patti says, I did it first. Somebody took my clip, cropped it out, cropped it, and then re-uploaded it, and it went viral. I just want to say, I did it first. I found the video. If it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't even know about where are my background singers. I just want to make that clear. That's the little Patti tidbit that I have for today. So, go look at that. Enjoy the video. You guys are welcome. America, the world. And Patti had no idea what the hell you guys were talking about because she was on Watch What Happened Live, and messy ass Andy Cohen was like, "Do you remember this?" And she's like, "I don't." What a mess. But yeah. So it's telling me I gotta go. So I'm gonna go, and I have so much to say. So the next podcast we're gonna talk about Mariah the Carrie. And thank you for listening. My Instagram is My Love, My Need Tonight, based off of the Janet song from the amazing Velvet Rope, which I listened to yesterday, which is an amazing album. Cohesive, amazing. We're gonna talk about Janet too. Janet's so crazy. I love her evolution in the 90s and 80s, being herself. But yeah, you can look at my Instagram. I'm gonna put this on Twitter, so you could tweet me your thoughts about this podcast. If you have any questions or if you want to talk about it some more, let me know. I'm excited. I got this done finally, and here we go.